So welcome back to Mornings with Mel. I'm Mel.
And I'm Natasha.
And I'm Kristen Rochelle.
Kristen, can you tell us a little bit about your business and who you are?
Yeah, some of you might remember me from the mobile bookstore that I operated here in Onslow County, primarily in Sneads Ferry, but I have recently upgraded a little bit to my first brick and mortar store here in Jacksonville. It's called the Lazy Daisy Bookshop, and we're just super excited to be here finally, like in person.
Amazing. Yeah, this has been in the works for a while. So what inspired you, even back from like when it was a mobile bookstore, what inspired you to have a bookstore?
You find something that you have a passion for, I guess. And that's something that I searched for a long time, like what my passion is, because I don't think a lot of us even know. But I just found out that I really love books. And but pro tip, if you really love books, don't open a bookstore because you'll never get to read again. But I didn't really have the means to open up a full brick and mortar store at the time, so I just did what I could, and I knew I could handle like a mobile store myself. So I bought myself a camper and turned it into a bookstore and took it around. I didn't travel too far with it. She is a little old. She's 50 years old, so I have to be gentle with her. But everyone really loved the novelty of the idea, and the dream was to expand it eventually, and the opportunity just came up. So now we have a full store here in town.
I love that. Is there a name or a story? Is there a story behind the name?
My middle name is Daisy. The bookstore in general, both the mobile store and the new store, is really a representation of me. It's everything that I love and that I'm interested in, and my design and my ideas. So, I wanted the name to be representative of me too. So, and I guess I like to be lazy, although I don't get to very much. So I like the rhyme of it. So the Lazy Daisy Bookshop.
It literally just rolls off the tongue though. It's 100%. So cool.
And then of course, whenever you read the book, you're just lazy. So it's okay.
Yes. Okay. So what kind of experience, I know you said you wanted it to really emanate your vibes when you go in there. So what would you say is unique about your bookstore?
We're definitely more curated than other bookstores you'll find in town. Jacksonville is really lacking in independent bookstore representation. Pretty much only have mostly chains around here, big box stores, where there's no coziness to it. There's just they can be great in their own way. They serve their own purpose, but just wanted a more cozy and curated selection and feel of the space. So that's what you get when you come here. A lot more personal recommendations and just not quite so overwhelming of a inventory to be able to find something to read. So you also get a lot of local representation here, more so than you might at other stores or at online. I have lots of local authors, and then I also partner with a lot of other local small businesses to provide other handmade and goods and art and everything.
That is really cool. I actually didn't know until from seeing you and stuff, but with the local authors, I didn't know how many we had in this area until you started casting
a lot.
That's my favorite.
A lot. Yeah, I've actually become really good friends with several of them. They are real people just like us.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy to think about you're reading the book and you're like, wow, this is so good, but it's really just another person like you that wrote it. So what is your favorite genre that you have?
Oh, I'm definitely a fantasy romance girly, all the way. If it doesn't have magic or dragons or fairies or something, I'll read it, but I won't like it quite as much.
Yeah. So what, you said it was curated in your store. So what genres do you offer?
It's a general selection of genre. I have regular fiction, contemporary fiction, quite a bit of romance. My target and my general market and my customer base is a lot of people like me, people in my age group and people with my same interests and stuff. So I have a lot of romance. I have a lot of thrillers. I have a lot of fantasy. And then I have a lot of children's books because I'm also a mother. So I know the importance of needing something for your kid to do whenever you want to come and look for a book. So it's everything that I would want in a bookstore. But I do also have small selections of nonfiction, Christian section. I've got some sci-fi. I've got, what else do I have? Most new releases, like books that come out on the bestseller list, I'll stock those regardless of the genre. Just things that people are going to want to get in their hands like right away as soon as it comes out. So yeah, just a little bit of everything. I have young adult and middle grades too, just not quite as wide a selection.
I know you just mentioned like having that little kids section, so when people are shopping, their kids can have something to do. So if you could explain the kind of experience you want people to have when they walk through your store, like what would your ideal experience for someone to have when they come to your store?
Well, go ahead and grab your coffee. Starbucks is right up the road, or come from town where the local ones are. Stop by Crush maybe and get a mega tea. Go and grab that before you come in, because I don't have anything really to serve to drink here. But and just come in, and your kids can have a nice safe area with plenty of seating for kids to browse whatever used books they want. I also have new books up on the wall, and they can kind of entertain themselves for a little while you can browse our shelving and our books. And just take your time walking around. There's lots of things to look at. Just enjoy it. I'll usually have just a little background noise going. Enjoy the ambiance of the fireplace and the lighting, which sometimes is good and sometimes isn't. And then plop yourself down on my really comfy couch and read for a little bit.
Which is a very, very comfy couch, by the way.
See, and I love that. So I've got a 3-year-old, so the thought of, shopping in a boutique or something sometimes is a little nerve-wracking, because you're like, what is she going to get into? Or what's she going to touch? Or is she going to start dancing and knock stuff down? So it's cool that, because I know, my daughter would just love that little book circle area. So that's really awesome.
Because they can feel like they are, what are the words? They can,
they're included.
They're included,
yeah. And it's a small space. It's only 800 square feet, so you can see them from any point of the floor.
Which is good for moms that are helicopter moms. So do you have any plans for engaging with the local community here in the next few months, or bigger plans like in the next year?
Yeah, you touched on it before. There's a lot of local things here in the store, not for sale and also to read. I already have some programs in the works. My used children's book program, all the sales from all used children's books and middle grades books, I donate half the proceeds to, or will be donating. I just opened, but half the proceeds to the Friends of the Library here in Onslow County. So that will, just kind of keep some of the local money like in the county. It'll go directly to benefit the library here where we live. So just try to impact the community in different ways there. I love a good event. I can't say I've had much headspace to be able to plan many events, but I absolutely intend on holding author events. I actually did just book my first local author event for her next book release in September. Book releases, midnight releases, of course, for those of us who remember our Harry Potter days. I don't know that I'll have the capacity to do, or even be allowed to do like vendor events or large like community parties here in this space. But I came with the mobile store and participating in all of those things. So if I can find the time to continue to do those, I definitely will. Will the
mobile store still be available for pop-up events if someone wanted to reach out to you?
Maybe.
If the time was available. I know right now it's probably wild just opening.
Yeah. It's a big maybe right now. I still don't really know what that would look like. I'll probably be in the process of getting some other help here in the store that might open up some of my time to operate the mobile store, because that one is only me. I couldn't let anyone else do that. Operate Daisy, but
it's so cool to watch it grow from. So I have to say, like, when you have the mobile store and then now to brick and mortar, I don't know exactly what your timeline was when you started, but it happened really, very quickly in not the greatest economy right now. So I mean, it's admirable to see that you were like, you know what, even though I don't have a brick and mortar, I'm going to get started anyway. Like, I'm just going to do my dream. I'm going to start it, and we're going to go from there. And that's really admirable. So that was so awesome to watch.
I remember when I popped my head into Natasha's office and was like, I think I'm going to open a mobile bookstore. I'm going to turn a camper into a bookstore.
Literally, that's what I was thinking. I can remember that day you were sitting there. And looking now, like, that's why I even got like teary-eyed walking into your store for the first time. And I was like, she did it. Like, she followed her dream. So
yeah, it was really fast. I mean, I definitely had a lot of help, but for me, it's a God thing. God's plans, things happen on His time and not mine. In this scenario, I'm really happy for that timing. But things just for the mobile store, they happen quickly. I mean, that came together in 2 months, and I was open for a year and a half with that. And then I didn't know I was going to have this store until a week before I signed the lease. Like, it wasn't even a thought.
So it really was just in divine timing, which is, that's how the best things happen.
They do.
Yeah.
If you had advice, though, for someone, maybe not bookstore, maybe whatever their passion is, but if you had advice for someone starting up their dream, their passion job, what advice would you give an entrepreneur?
Just get started in whatever capacity you can. It whether it's something really small that you do in like the 2 hours you have at night after your kid goes to bed, and you sell it out of your home, or whatever it is, just don't feel like you have to dive into it like super big or like you can't start it because you can't go big at first.
Yeah.
Just do it in whatever capacity you can, and then just take it from there.
That's really good.
I think that is underrated advice, because it really is like, if you just get started, the ball gets rolling. But if you don't start, if you're just going to wait until you're like, I'll wait till I have X amount in the bank to get this business started, then it's
oh no,
it's not happening.
It would happen if I was waiting on that dollar amount to show up in my bank.
I know,
but at least you started.
Yes, business is
Find the lease and figure out the money later.
you get paid with your hopes and dreams.
That's right.
You guys get paid.
Yeah. So do you have anything else you want to share? Anything you'd want someone watching to know? Because we've had, a good amount of shares and stuff on this. So we're hoping to be able to get your name out there even further than it already is. I know you have a big following. But what would you like to share with everybody?
I'm just really happy that I can be here, and that the response to this has been what it has been. So I'm very grateful to everyone, and I hope that everyone will continue to share in this space, and the fun of it and the beauty of it, and celebrating local stuff, and reading books, and maybe getting off their phone for a little while, because that's the whole reason I started reading, was to get off my phone. So just thank you to everyone, and I'll hopefully see you soon when you come to the store.
Yes, it's a great environment. It really is. The vibe is there. It's just cozy to walk into.
Even if you're not into reading so much yet, I would say try to go to the store, just feel the vibe. I think I've gotten into some of them, just through, like, I saw it on, obviously I wish I wasn't scrolling on my phone, but
TikTok made me read it.
It's like, book talk, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta read this because everyone's talking about it. But I think it's like a whole culture, like you were talking about before, like you connect with other people that like similar books as you do. So I think it's a really cool community to get into, especially if your children can just look at their own books. Like, you'll have people to talk to, you'll have books to read. It's just a nice, relaxing vibe. So I hope everyone does make it out there as soon as they can.
Yeah. If you don't like to read, it's just because you haven't found the right book yet.
Ooh, I like that.
That's true. That's true.
I like that a lot.
So, well, I appreciate you taking the time. I know you're super busy just starting up and everything in the brick and mortar. So, but thank you for sitting with us on Mornings with Mel.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
Well, I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.